Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhi, and Autobiography. Delve into the captivating journey of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, a vital figure in India's struggle for independence. Through this summary of his own autobiography, Gandhi's humble beginnings instilled in him a strong sense of morality and ethics that shaped his unwavering commitment to nonviolence, compassion, and the pursuit of truth. Travel with him from his early years as a morally minded teenager, through his studies in England and his transformative experiences in South Africa, until his return to India, where he harnessed what he had learned to lead India on its path to freedom from British rule.
Gandhi's roots and morality. The foundations of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi's principles and beliefs can be traced back to his early years. Growing up in a diverse and honest environment, his upbringing instilled values that eventually led him to become the iconic, non-violent leader who guided India towards independence. While Gandhi's young life displayed tendencies for morality, he would later express critical thoughts on some aspects of his own upbringing, such as child marriage. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi is renowned for his non-violent activism that led India to independence from British rule. However, the man who altered the course of world history began with humble origins. Born on October 2, 1869, in Gujarat, India, Gandhi's father Karamchand Gandhi and mother Putlabai laid the groundwork for their son's foundational beliefs. Karamchand, or Kaba, held the position of Diwan, or chief minister, in 2 Gujarati cities. Although he lacked formal education, his rich life experiences shaped his incorruptible value system, which he passed on to his youngest son. Gandhi's mother, Putlabai, was dedicated to Hinduism and keen on keeping informed about current affairs. This devotion and perseverance influenced the future leader as well. The family's social circle was diverse, encompassing friends who were Muslims, Jains, and Parsis. This taught young Gandhi the importance of inclusivity and tolerance. At school, Gandhi was an average student but showcased an innate understanding of morality. He was drawn to honorable characters in plays and tales, such as Shravan Pitrabhakti Nataka, an Indian folktale that demonstrates deep devotion towards one's parents through selfless actions. Early on, Gandhi embraced a Gujarati saying that instructs to reciprocate evil with kindness. This principle became evident when his teacher encouraged him to cheat during a spelling test, but Gandhi could not comprehend the dishonest request. As an adult, he would rise to embody a higher moral ground. Although Gandhi was excited about getting married at the age of 13, he later developed into an outspoken critic of child marriages. As a mature activist, he questioned societal norms, even those ingrained in his own upbringing. This early exposure to diverse perspectives and an inherently moral upbringing contributed to the development of the influential and inspiring leader India needed to navigate towards its independence. In doing so, Gandhi turned unconventional wisdom into an effective strategy that resounded globally. Gandhi's rebellious youth. Even Mahatma Gandhi, widely known as a paragon of virtue, experienced a rebellious phase during his teenage years. In high school, Gandhi experimented with various forms of misconduct, including indulging in meat-eating contrary to his family's vegetarian beliefs, visiting a brothel, developing a smoking habit, and stealing money. Gandhi's desire for self-improvement and learning from these experiences would ultimately lead him to practice nonviolence and vegetarianism while recognizing the importance of faithfulness and self-control. While Mahatma Gandhi is known for his profound moral compass, his teenage years were marked by acts of rebellion. His journey of self-discovery and learning began with befriending a notorious teenager, whom Gandhi hoped to help reform. However, this friendship often led to Gandhi being influenced into wrongdoing. Under his friend's persuasion, Gandhi defied his family's vegetarian practices and consumed meat to become stronger like the British occupiers. Even though it made him physically ill, he continued eating meat and lying to his family about it. Eventually, guilt overcame him, and he went back to vegetarianism, considering it key to achieving nonviolence and truth. Gandhi's loyalty to his friend also led him to a brothel. Though his nerves kept him from engaging in any activity there, Gandhi viewed the visit as a significant moral transgression. Around the same time, he developed a smoking habit with a relative, even resorting to stealing money to buy cigarettes. Another crucial aspect of Gandhi's personal growth was his relationship with his wife, Kasturbai. Early in their marriage, he felt jealousy and lust, often prioritizing physical intimacy over nurturing his wife's intellect. Far from being content with his own dedication to his wife, Gandhi demanded equal faithfulness from Kasturbai, resulting in a jealous attitude which would later be regarded as unwarranted. Truth, as Gandhi understood it, was the way God revealed himself to the world. His passion for truth fueled his growing commitment to Kasturbai and the realization of the darker aspects of his nature, such as jealousy and lust. It was at the age of 16 when he left his dying father's bedside to be with his wife, only to find his father had passed away by the time he returned. Gandhi's rebellious teenage years and subsequent self-reflection were necessary steps in his journey towards spiritual growth and moral enlightenment. The lessons he learned went on to shape the man who would become a globally revered symbol of nonviolence, compassion, and wisdom. Gandhi's formative London years. Gandhi's high school experiences played a role in shaping his beliefs about vegetarianism, celibacy, and nonviolence. Upon his friend's suggestion, he pursued law at the University College in London, despite resistance from his family and caste. While in England, Gandhi adhered to his vow of abstaining from meat, women, and alcohol. He joined and established a local chapter of the Vegetarian Society, gaining valuable leadership skills. During this period, he mastered living frugally and expanded his knowledge of law and religion, excelling in his studies. On June 10, 1891, he became a barrister and returned to India shortly thereafter. Gandhi's high school years were influential in shaping his future beliefs about vegetarianism, celibacy, and nonviolence. Guided by a friend, he chose to pursue law at the prestigious University College in London, attempting to uphold his family's reputation despite their concerns about his exposure to a different culture and the temptations that awaited him. Before leaving for England, he made a solemn vow with the help of a monk to abstain from women, meat, and wine. India's caste system exacerbated the challenge, as Gandhi's family's caste opposed overseas travel on religious grounds, threatening him with expulsion. Undeterred, he pursued his studies in England, where he encountered numerous temptations, especially relating to food. Yet, a vegetarian restaurant on Farringdon Street became his haven, allowing him to fulfill his promise. Gandhi's connection to vegetarianism strengthened during his time in London. He joined the Vegetarian Society and formed a local chapter in Bayswater, an experience that taught him the basics of running an organization. These London years also instilled frugal living and budget management, while providing an opportunity to delve deeper into law and religion. As a diligent student, Gandhi surpassed the standard curriculum, even studying Roman law in its original Latin language. His exploration of religion included studying the Hindu scripture, Bhagavad Gita, and the Bible, developing a special fondness for the New Testament's passages on altruism and Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. Gandhi's hard work and determination paid off when he passed his examinations without difficulty. He received the title of barrister on June 10, 1891 and returned to India just 2 days later, carrying with him the skills and knowledge that shaped his journey ahead. Overcoming adversity, Gandhi's journey. Upon Gandhi's return from university, he faced a series of challenges that tested his resilience and spirit. From the tragic news of his mother's death to struggling with a lack of confidence in court, Gandhi's early career path was marked by setbacks and adversity. As he ventured to South Africa for work, he soon encountered the harsh realities of racism and discrimination. This pivotal chapter in his life laid the foundation for his unwavering determination to fight for justice and ushered in a new phase of his personal and professional growth. Gandhi's homecoming was dampened by the disheartening revelation that his mother had passed away during his time at university. However, a silver lining emerged as he discovered a split in his caste, allowing him to reintegrate into his community. Despite being a qualified barrister, Gandhi grappled with anxiety and self-doubt when it came to practicing law. In an effort to hone his skills, he embarked on a journey to Bombay and immersed himself in Indian law. When the day arrived for him to argue his first case, his lifelong shyness hindered his performance, causing him to relinquish the case to a fellow lawyer. Determined to overcome his fear, he vowed not to accept another case until he mustered the courage to face a judge. Facing financial constraints in Bombay, Gandhi relocated to Rajkot, Gujarat, where the corruption of local courts disillusioned him. After unintentionally offending a police officer, he feared his career would be stifled by the officer's influential reach. An opportunity arose in 1893 when Gandhi joined Dada Abdullah and Company, a Muslim law firm in South Africa. It was there that he witnessed the stark divisions among the population along religious, ethnic, and occupational lines. One of his earliest encounters with prejudice involved a magistrate demanding he remove his turban. This propelled Gandhi to address the injustice through the media. Gandhi soon recognized the widespread racism faced by South Africa's Indian laborers, known as coolies, and began providing legal support to this marginalized community. He, too, fell victim to discrimination, as he was once forced to relinquish his first-class train seat and nearly forbidden from dining with other guests at a hotel. Perhaps most emblematic of his growing capacity for empathy and forgiveness was Gandhi's reaction to being kicked by a police officer. Instead of seeking retribution, he forgave the offender and vowed never to sue someone for personal grievances. This transformative period in Gandhi's life was a crucible in which his commitment to justice and perseverance in the face of adversity were forged. Seeds of Gandhi's activism. Experiences of racism and segregation in Pretoria fed Gandhi's growing understanding of oppression and his desire to fight for justice. As a lawyer, he began representing clients like a Muslim merchant, going the extra mile to help beyond the courtroom. The discrimination he faced gave birth to a calling for public work or activism. Speaking to Pretoria's Indian community, he urged them to unite despite differences for collective strength. As Gandhi evolved into a leader for peaceful change, he also explored various religious and philosophical texts, seeking self-improvement and liberation from sinful thoughts, questioning elements of Hinduism and Christianity along the way. In Pretoria, Gandhi was fueled by the racial and segregated conditions as he explored the nature of injustice. Starting out as a lawyer, his compassionate nature helped clients, like a Muslim merchant, with not only the case but also finding fair solutions such as allowing for debt payment in installments. His personal encounters with discrimination fueled Gandhi's drive to engage in public work, now known as activism. Addressing Pretoria's Indian community, he stressed the importance of truth in business, the need to improve the plight of Indians and the power in forming an association that would amplify their concerns. Over time, these meetings became a unifying force for the Indian community, regardless of religious differences. Simultaneously, Gandhi explored various religious texts and engaged in conversations to expand his understanding. He drew inspiration from works like Tolstoy's The Kingdom of God is Within You that advocated nonviolent resistance. His pursuit of knowledge didn't stop there, as he questioned Christianity's teachings about Jesus and sought self-liberation from sin. Additionally, he critically examined Hinduism, specifically the caste system, and engaged with Hindu authorities to address this issue. As Gandhi's knowledge grew, so did his momentum as a leader in the movement for peaceful change. Gandhi fights inequality abroad. Unexpectedly drawn to a challenging case in the Republic of Natal, Gandhi defends Indian voting rights and combats racial prejudice. As he fights against injustice, he sets up the Natal Indian Congress to support the local Indian community and spread awareness about their plight. Though briefly reunited with his family in India, his passion for the cause drives him back to advocating for Indians in South Africa. As his legal journey began in Pretoria, Gandhi believed he would return home after that case concluded. However, another situation demanded his attention in the Republic of Natal. Here, in 1893, the imposed legislation blatantly stripped Indians of their voting rights within the country's assembly. Despite the law being already enacted, Gandhi was undeterred. His involvement uplifted the spirit of the Indian community, pushing for their right to vote. Eventually, his persistence resulted in a petition for the restoration of voting rights being accepted for review. As the case progressed, a racially biased objection sought to prevent Gandhi from representing the cause in the Supreme Court of Natal. Though willing to make cultural adaptations, like removing his turban, he stood strong against the discriminatory objection, which ultimately faltered. To further bolster the fight, Gandhi's team established the Natal Indian Congress, an organization committed to the welfare of the Indian community in Natal. Through this platform, they supported mistreated indentured workers and opposed taxes targeting their community. Temporarily returning to India in 1896, Gandhi reunited with his family after 3 long years. Yet, unable to stay inactive, he penned the Green Pamphlet, exposing the unbearable living conditions of Indians in South Africa and Natal. This document stirred the passion of fellow Indians who rallied in support. A restless advocate, Gandhi journeyed to various Indian cities to rally encouragement for South African Indians and his burgeoning cause. Little did he know that he was paving the way for his legendary civil rights activism in the years to come. Rising leader, Gandhi's impact. By 1897, Gandhi had become a renowned leader within the Indian community in southern Africa. Amidst various challenges, including narrowly escaping a lynching and serving in an ambulance corps during the war between the British Empire and the Southern African Boer states, Gandhi's political stature grew. He focused on fostering unity amongst diverse Indian workers and used his financial success for the greater good by volunteering for the Indian National Congress. As Gandhi's influence expanded, so did his determination to address the struggles of the working class and find new ways to bring about change. Gandhi's return to Natal in 1897 marked a personal and professional transformation. Once a novice lawyer, he was now leading the Indian community throughout southern Africa. However, his pursuit of change put him at risk, demonstrated by an attempted lynching by furious white men in Natal. Luckily, he managed to evade harm. During the war between the British Empire and Southern African Boer states in 1899, Gandhi's sympathies lay with the oppressed Boers. Despite this, he believed it was his duty to support the British Empire. To contribute, he formed an ambulance corps comprising around 1,000 South African Indians, including himself. Their tireless efforts during the war did not go unnoticed, bestowing national prestige upon the Indian workers and enhancing Gandhi's political standing. This experience also brought newfound unity among the diverse Indian workers. Wealth accumulated from his endeavors concerned Gandhi, fearing the potential for greed. To counteract this inclination, he volunteered for the Indian National Congress. This experience was humbling, involving menial tasks that granted Gandhi a deeper understanding of the organization's inner workings. While serving in the Congress, he presented a resolution on the rights of Indians in South Africa and successfully defended it despite his anxiety around public speaking. This victory earned unanimous approval, further solidifying his influence. Under the mentorship of Gopal Krishna Gokhale, a senior leader in the Indian National Congress, Gandhi met affluent Indians and discussed the challenges faced by working-class citizens. As his time with Gokhale in Congress ended, Gandhi traveled India as a third-class train passenger, offering him an authentic perspective on critical societal issues like poor sanitation and the daily struggles of ordinary people. These experiences fueled Gandhi's determination to help and transformed his outlook on effecting change. He would later be known as a fierce advocate for India and a driving force behind the country's independence movement. Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence. A culmination of experiences, studies, and observations led to Gandhi's personal philosophy which centered on nonviolence, or ahimsa. Rooted in Hindu scriptures, ahimsa promotes attacking a system, but never a person, as they are a reflection of truth or God, deserving empathy and understanding. Gandhi practiced ahimsa, fighting against racialized bribery in India without attacking individual officers. In times of war, he used nonviolence to dutifully serve the British and improve the status of Indians, eventually advocating for non-cooperation as well. Self-restraint, a key tenet of his philosophy, led him to take a vow of celibacy in 1906 with his wife's approval, allowing his focus to remain on the people and avoiding distractions from worldly desires. Gandhi's life and legacy were shaped by a core philosophy that emerged through his experiences, observations, and studies, including time spent with Gokhale and traveling in India. Central to this philosophy was the unwavering belief in nonviolence, or ahimsa. Ahimsa has its origins in Hindu scriptures, where it implies that one can attack a system, but not a person. This is due to the fact that individuals are considered reflections of truth or God and therefore merit compassion, empathy, and efforts to understand their perspective. Gandhi applied ahimsa when he fought against racialized bribery in India. When urging the police to address the bribery issue, Gandhi emphasized that he wasn't attacking the white officers personally but fighting against the corrupt system. Though the officers were found not guilty, primarily due to their race, they lost their jobs, effectively ending racialized bribery in the region. In wartime, Gandhi's nonviolent approach led him to serve the British in the ambulance corps. Despite acknowledging the inconsistency with ahimsa, he felt a duty to support the British and raise the status of Indians in the eyes of the British public. Gandhi's philosophy also highly valued self-restraint, which was strengthened when he took a vow of brahmacharya, or celibacy, in 1906. With his wife Kasturbai's consent, Gandhi embraced this newfound self-restraint, believing that to best serve the public, one's focus should be solely on the people. This dedication extended to eating simple, bland foods that did not distract his senses. Birth of Satyagraha. Gandhi's return to India in his mid-30s was short-lived, as he was summoned back to South Africa to continue his fight for equality. As an established leader, Gandhi founded the Phoenix Settlement and launched the Indian Opinion Journal to further the cause. Witnessing the Zulu rebellion's atrocities and the Black Plague outbreak in Johannesburg, he sought innovative ways to address inequality. In response to the discriminatory Asiatic Registration Act, Gandhi introduced Satyagraha, a nonviolent resistance informed by the works of Thoreau, Tolstoy, and Ruskin, which would shape his future endeavors. In Bombay, having just toured his home country, Gandhi pined for a united, equal India. However, before fully immersing in India's struggles, South African friends beckoned him to confront injustice there. As a firm leader with dedicated followers, he launched the Indian Opinion Journal in 1904 to address the plight of South African Indians of all backgrounds. Additionally, Gandhi created the Phoenix Settlement near Durban, a communal farm following John Ruskin's 1860 book Unto This Last's Principles. Here, people could experience a more egalitarian lifestyle. But it wasn't long before Gandhi faced new challenges, responding to the Zulu rebellion against the British in 1906. Navigating British allegiance, he again headed an ambulance corps assisting afflicted Indian volunteers during the turbulent period. When the Black Plague engulfed Johannesburg's miners, Gandhi leaped into action, rescuing Indians, caring for the infected, and supporting the burning of the affected location. As South Africa continued to strain under discrimination, the Transvaal government's Asiatic Registration Act demanded that South African Indians always carry registration papers, prompting Gandhi to consider new resistance methods. Acknowledging that legal action and prayer had yielded minimal results, Gandhi coined the term Satyagraha, a combination of the Sanskrit words for truth and firmness. This term crystallized Gandhi's nonviolent resistance philosophy inspired by literary giants Tolstoy, Thoreau, and Ruskin. Together, they spurred on a movement of non-cooperation against corrupt governments. In essence, Satyagraha embodies Gandhi's unwavering commitment to truth, pacifism, resistance against injustice, and civil disobedience. As this concept evolved over the years, it served as a guiding force in his future efforts and writings, cementing itself as a powerful cornerstone of nonviolent resistance in world history. Gandhi's return and continued fight. In 1914, Gandhi returned to India after an unfortunate series of events, including the outbreak of World War I and his deteriorating health. By then, he was already a national hero due to his accomplishments in South Africa. After setting up the Satyagraha ashram in Ahmedabad, he fought against the unjust Tinkathia system, leading to its eventual abolition. His focus then shifted to the oppressive Rowlatt Act, urging the nation to participate in a day of fasting, prayer, and non-cooperation, the beginning of many nationwide movements. Amid a tumultuous time marked by the outbreak of World War I and personal health issues, Gandhi found himself back in his native India. Little did he know that his work in South Africa had already made him a national hero. The news of his achievements had spread far and wide, making his return a widely celebrated event. Eager to share his vision of a simple and fulfilling lifestyle, Gandhi established the Satyagraha ashram in Ahmedabad, modeled after his cherished Phoenix settlement commune. However, with no shortage of injustices in India, he found his work was far from done. One such atrocity was the oppressive Tinkathia system, forcing tenants to cultivate indigo for landlords and leaving them trapped in a cycle of serfdom. Gandhi's dedication towards dismantling this corrupt practice caught the attention of a man named Rajkumar. Together, they fought against this century-old system, leading to Gandhi's temporary arrest. However, their perseverance paid off and eventually, the government abolished the Tinkathia system. Gandhi's next target was the contentious Rowlatt Act, proposed by the Rowlatt Committee to control political terrorism in India. The act would grant the British Army authority to arrest and detain Indians without proper evidence. Recognizing the need for Satyagraha, Gandhi mobilized the nation to fast, pray, and resist cooperation on a designated day. Although the Rowlatt Act eventually passed, Gandhi was thrilled by the overwhelming response from the people. This marked the beginning of a series of nationwide movements that would continue to change the landscape of India in the years to come. Gandhi's path to independence. India's journey toward independence was marked by pivotal moments driven by Gandhi, from his rise in the Indian National Congress to the birth of key non-violent protests such as the Salt Satyagraha and non-cooperation movement. Inspired by the principles of ahimsa, these turning points eventually led to the boycott of British institutions and products. Gandhi's unwavering commitment to truth and justice continues to shape the essence of current-day activism. When Gandhi returned to India, he received executive authority from the Indian National Congress, using this newfound influence to bolster the Indian independence movement. Gandhi participated in various fundraising efforts for the cause, including the sale of prohibited literature, which intensified support for the movement. However, a deadly incident during the protest against the Rowlatt Act on April 6, 1919, compelled Gandhi to reconsider his approach. Recognizing that the Indian people lacked a proper understanding of ahimsa, the principle of non-violence, he initiated broader education on these key principles, employing a weekly newspaper column to do so. The Salt Satyagraha emerged as another crucial turning point in India's struggle for independence. A heavy tax on salt since the 1870s had burdened Indians, while also filling the coffers of British colonizers. To rebel against this injustice, Gandhi called for Indians to produce their own salt by evaporating seawater. The non-cooperation movement, however, marked the beginning of major progress towards India's freedom. In 1920, the Nagpur Annual Congress meeting passed a resolution that called for ceasing cooperation with the British colonial government in favor of India's own constitutional rule. This initiated the boycott of British institutions, such as schools and courts, as well as a rejection of British products. In response, Gandhi proposed the use of khadi, a homespun cloth, as an alternative to British textiles. He encouraged all Indians, regardless of age or gender, to spin cloth in support of the independence movement. Furthermore, he urged Indians working for the colonial government to resign. Although Gandhi's autobiography concludes at this time, his legacy persevered as the fight for independence gained momentum. Events like the Salt March, which united tens of thousands of people across India, demonstrated the power of collective action. Today, the commitment to truth and justice exemplified by Gandhi's life remains a guiding force for activists seeking justice and equality worldwide.
Gandhi's autobiography provides an incredible glimpse into the development of his distinctive philosophy and his tireless quest for truth. His upbringing, trials, and tribulations contributed to the making of an extraordinary leader with unparalleled ethics, humility, and a strong devotion to nonviolence. His capacity to bring together people from various religions and social backgrounds laid the foundations of what would become a massive nationwide movement for India's independence. The inspiring tale of Gandhi's life serves as a beacon for those seeking meaningful change through peace, unity, and unwavering dedication, and his legacy continues to guide and enlighten peace-loving activists around the world.